Hey guys, what's up? It is Parker. Welcome back to the channel. So glad you're here. So, after long periods of time, I've been holding off on putting out content like this. I feel like I don't have, like, who would want to listen to me? Like, I'm just this little natural dude. I only weigh 160, 170 pounds. I'm not like this freaky bodybuilder. Why would someone want to listen to me? You know? Well, after about 13 years of weightlifting, I've gathered a lot of knowledge, and this is my version of the beginner shoulder workout. This is specialization training. So if you are trying to look for a program that will pack on mass on your shoulders very easily, this workout is designed to hit all the major heads of the deltoids and to do it effectively. Now, all of the movements in here are going to be targeting one of the three heads of the delts. You have your anterior, you have your, basically in layman's terms, you have your front delt, your side delt, and your rear delt. That's what people call them. And when you're lifting, it's very important as a beginner to feel the muscle more so than lift the weight. So my stance on this upright row is, if you can see where the bar is, I put my hands slightly outside of my thighs. So if you look at where my hands are in position to my hips, that's about the distance that you want the bar as far as your grip. Now, when I'm lifting this, I am putting my mind literally on my elbow and the side of my upper arm. I'm letting my hands just hold on to the weight. I'm not putting any emphasis on squeezing the bar hard, and I'm just elbowing up. And this gives you a insane contraction. You can actually try it right now. Like, move your upper arm out to your side like a cross to where it's perpendicular to your torso, and then you're just going to put your mind on your elbow and elbow up, and then just feel your shoulder. Put your other hand on your shoulder and kind of palpitate it. You'll be able to feel a dense contraction. So that's essentially what we're doing here. Now, with a beginner, if I were to start over, this is exactly what I would do. This is what I've been doing for years. It works. It's just you have to figure out what feels the best when you're lifting. So you don't want any impingement. You don't want any pain or rotator cuff issues. You want everything to feel pretty smooth. If it doesn't feel smooth as a beginner, trash it and then look for a different way to do the exercise. The exercise, it works. It's not the exercise that's broken. It's how you have to handle the exercise that makes the difference. How do you make it work for yourself? So with me, this grip, elbowing upwards, that's what's allowed me to build capped delts naturally. Now, my delts aren't freaky. They're just there. But for a natural guy, there's a lot of size on there. There's some good shape, and that's what we want. I don't want to be 300 pounds, and be just this jacked bodybuilder looking guy. I want to look good, I want to feel good, and I want to be healthy. So we're moving on to the second exercise. Now, this is called a rear delt fly. Now, essentially what you're doing is you're taking the dumbbell, and you're almost gripping the dumbbell in a supinated position, so palms facing your chest. And then what I do is I take the dumbbell just like a chest fly, and I mimic that exact same motion. I lock my elbow, and then I'm trying to push the dumbbell as I'm lifting out as far away from me as humanly possible. So I'm literally trying to touch the wall on the other side as I'm lifting this weight, and that's going to give you a nasty contraction in those rear delts. A lot of people just don't have rear delts, and a lot of the reason why is they just don't train them, number one, and number two, they just don't feel them. So my rear delts, I literally haven't trained in forever. Like, I've been really, really bad, but like, if I were to, they would be along with the rest of the development of my shoulders. And it's just one of those things. You've got to train these every single workout. You want to balance your shoulders, because as a beginner, if you work more chest and side delts, but you have no rear delts, then what happens is the front of the delt muscle is so strong, it's going to pull your shoulder alignment out of whack. Your front of your shoulders will be so strong and the back of your shoulders will be so weak, and that's going to lead to postural issues, that's going to lead to muscle imbalances, that's going to lead to other movements that you're doing not feeling right. It's just a world of trouble you could easily avoid. Even if you don't want to do 3 or 4 sets, just do 1 or 2 and get a crazy good pump, do a lot of reps, and you're good to go. Now, the sets and reps on this workout, for a beginner, you want 3 sets. You want to go, your rep range needs to be around 25 reps for the first set. It needs to be 15 reps for the second set, and it needs to be 10 reps for the third set. Now with shoulders, you really want to do the movement slowly. You don't want to power and burst and just throw this weight, because shoulders are primarily slow twitch muscles, kind of like the calves and the forearms. They do require heavy weight, and it'll work, but to get optimal shape and size, you're going to have to consider higher reps, especially with the shoulders. Even the quads, they're notorious for being slow twitch. So if you don't know what slow twitch muscle fibers are, they're basically slow to exhaust, so higher reps tax them, whereas fast twitch, you know, less reps will tax them. So reps from 6 to 8, you know, are generally the fast twitch range. Now with this, I'm literally grabbing just a bar and I'm coming in front of me. I'm focusing 100% on squeezing with my delts. So I'm elbowing up. Now with this, you do not have to go down to your chin. A lot of people have problems when they do that. I generally go right below my eye level. So right where my nose is, when I go heavier, I will start going to where my nose is and come right back up. I won't go any lower, just because it can create some issues in your rotator cuff. So this is an excellent movement. You can do this with dumbbells. You can do it with a barbell. You can do it with whatever you want. Kettlebells. Just make sure you're upright, not completely upright, 90 degrees angle, but I'd say more like a 75-degree angle. You want a little bit of incline, and you don't want to sit straight up, because that will absolutely lead to shoulder impingement. Another form of this movement is behind the neck, and Kevin Levrone made these really popular. So if you can see my arms in this video, you want your arms to hit about 90 degrees, your upper arm, and then you want to come up. So you want to kind of form a cross there, and that's the perfect range of motion. This does a tremendous job building shoulder stability, the behind the neck version, because it's hitting a ton of rotator cuff muscles as well as your front delt and a little bit of your side delt as well. I actually go heavy with these, but you need to do lightweight with them first and work up to heavy, because it will inevitably, with bad form, it will damage your shoulders. So be very cautious. Start with just the bar or just the dumbbell, and be very careful when you're doing them. Let your body kind of feel the movement and just be careful. But for me, like I said, on these reps, I was doing about 50 reps. These last couple of sets, I did like 20. This burns like crazy, like no other exercise. You have to do these if you want front delt development. So really with this workout, it's so easy, it's so simple. Nothing about bodybuilding needs to be hard. As a beginner, you're wanting not to do an insane amount of volume. You need to do enough to stimulate the muscle to grow. So 2 to 3 sets per exercises, 3 to 4 exercises, and then that's it. Like, don't kill yourself, especially when you're beginning. The stimulus you need for muscle growth doesn't need to be extreme. You're going to grow regardless. But this is a good starting point for anyone looking to get into shoulder training as a beginner.
That burns.
So, going to show you some pump footage. As you can see, my delts are pretty round. A lot of people, when I used to go to Snap Fitness, they'd say I was on steroids, and it was always because of my shoulders. That's the first thing they said. Your shoulders and traps are too big to be natural. And I honestly, right here, I've been much bigger than this, you know, naturally. And I've become a dad, so I mean, a lot of my time is spent elsewhere. I'm not able to spend as much time in the gym. I used to be able to do 2 or 3 hours, but now I can only spend 30 minutes. This is my workout. Give it a go. Hope you enjoy.